Tank, he got the power, and he got the equalizers. Anything can happen with Tank. But Tank give away a lot of rounds.
This big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
A chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys.
Curmel Moton is urging Lamont to seriously think twice about taking on Gervonta Davis in a rematch. He points out that Tank's recent physical form and sharp skills make him more dangerous than ever. Moton says Davis has rightfully earned his place as one of boxing's biggest stars. While he admits anything can happen in the ring, he believes facing Gervonta again would be a huge gamble, and a risk Lamont might regret.
Guys put good pressure, he got some skills himself, and I feel like it's gonna be a great fight. I know I'm the better fighter, the more sharper fighter, and I know I'm working harder than him. So, we're gonna see. But I know that I have what it takes, and I'm gonna prove it on the first.
Gervonta Davis's latest training footage is turning heads. In a short gym clip, his impressive physical condition speaks volumes. He looks stronger, faster, and more focused than ever. Each punch is crisp, controlled, and laser accurate. Fans and analysts agree. This isn't just regular training. It's a warning. Davis is locked in, and it's clear he's taking the upcoming rematch extremely seriously. This version of Tank looks ready to dominate. Curmel Moton shares a rare and personal memory from a sparring session with Gervonta Davis, speaking with a mix of respect and caution. He recalls the intensity of the experience, not just Tank's raw power, but his precision, timing, and constant pressure. Moton saw firsthand how Davis systematically breaks down his opponents, forcing them into survival mode. That session made it clear why even experienced fighters struggle against him. Facing someone as relentless and calculated as Davis isn't just physically tough, it's mentally exhausting too.
What was it like when you sparred him? I know you sparred Tank early on.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Like, replay that experience for me, like, you coming out of it. What was your thought?
Yeah, I was nervous at first. I think I was 15 at the time we sparred, so he wasn't really like trying to knock me out or nothing like that. But we was going he was using the speed on me. Like, we was both like going speed for speed, and it was great. It was like a chess match.
Did you understand in that moment, like, why he is who he is?
Yeah, I seen why he's able to beat these guys. Then I also seen why I'm I got all this hype around me too.
Despite knowing the risks, Curmel Moton once expressed interest in facing Gervonta Davis before the champ hangs up his gloves. For him, it wasn't about pride or proving a point. It was about testing himself against one of the most complete fighters in the sport. Moton believed that sharing the ring with someone like Davis would be the ultimate measure of his own abilities. That bold ambition, while risky, shows the mindset of a true fighter, someone who embraces challenges and respects greatness enough to want to face it head-on.
He is a big fight. Do you think Tank will retire before you can, because there is a small possibility. He's still at 35, so maybe you can catch him at 40 in 5 years, right? He's, 29? He'll be 29 November, or he's 29 now? One of the two, so he'll be 30. Technically, it'll be like him fighting Loma. Loma's 36, or you don't even think about that?
I don't think about it. I'm not really focused on it. I'm focused on now, my upcoming fights, take one fight at a time, but who knows what the future holds. I do know Tank said that he didn't want to be around that much longer though. From what he said, take care of not Devin no more. He don't even want to fight Devin no more. But Shakur, what's he said, Tiafimo? I think he said he wanted to retire, but who knows?
The constant comparisons between Curmel Moton and Gervonta Davis haven't gone unnoticed. But rather than being bothered by them, Moton takes it as a compliment and a sign of how far he's come. Being mentioned in the same conversation as a global star like Davis says a lot about his rising potential. He knows that Gervonta isn't just a champion. He's a major force in today's boxing scene, known for consistently putting on thrilling performances. For Moton, those comparisons aren't pressure. They're motivation to reach that same elite level.
A lot of people compare you to Tank. When you hear that, like when they call you Tank 2.0 or whatever the case is, how do you feel about that?
I used to take it as like a compliment when I was an amateur. I used to take it as a compliment. But they comparing me to Tank, you know, he faced the boxing, like the biggest names in the sport, real high skill. But now I feel like I want to make a name for myself. I don't want to be 2.0 or nobody. I want to be the first me, you know, and make my own.
Oscar De La Hoya, a seasoned voice in the sport, has shared his thoughts on the upcoming clash. While he recognizes Lamont Roach's talent and technical skills, he doesn't hold back when it comes to Gervonta Davis. De La Hoya suggests that Roach is stepping into the ring with a whole different kind of challenge, one that comes with Tank's unmatched aggression and fight IQ. In his view, Roach may be capable, but Davis's intensity and explosiveness make this a very risky matchup.
Oh, I think Lamont Roach is a terrific fighter. He might be a little over his head with Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis is, I mean, to say the least, he's a beast. He really is. He's a tremendous fighter. He's a dedicated fighter when it comes to training and fighting and making sure that he's in optimal conditions when he steps inside that squared circle. It's going to be a tough night for Roach, but you can never count him out. You know, watching him fight up close and personal, he's sneaky good, which means he can catch you at any time. He can land combinations sometimes at will without you even knowing it. You know, he's that sneaky. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting. But you know, obviously Gervonta Davis has the experience. He has the knowledge. He has that mean streak in him that will take you out with any punch.
Frank Martin has offered an honest take ahead of the rematch. While he respects Lamont Roach's abilities, he doesn't expect an easy night for him. In Martin's eyes, Davis's mix of power and ring control will wear Roach down over time. He believes Gervonta will keep the pressure on, pushing Roach into survival mode. Martin's view comes from a clear understanding of the physical and mental strain a non-stop fighter like Davis brings from the very first round.
They're trying to get that fight more of a, like, oh, it's going to be a good fight, but no. Roach a decent fighter, but Tank on dog him. Tank on dog him.
For sure, I agree.
Stephen Espinosa provides a broader view on Gervonta Davis's career, emphasizing that 135 pounds is where Davis performs at his absolute best. He explains that Tank's speed, power, and overall style are perfectly suited for the lightweight division, even though he's also competed at 140. Espinosa also addresses why some major matchups, like a fight with Shakur Stevenson, haven't materialized, pointing to behind-the-scenes contract complications as the main reason. Still, he remains confident in Davis's future, calling him one of the sport's brightest and fastest rising stars.
Yeah, for sure.
Waking up in Texas and coming over here, I'm like, geez, that cold is different, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Steven, Tank versus Lamont Roach, right? March 1st, we're going to get this fight here in New York. There are a lot of questions of why Lamont Roach, right? Let's not discredit him. He's a great fighter, great chin, high IQ. But why Lamont Roach? That's the questions that all the fans are asking at the beginning.
Look, I think the reality is, I think those are fair questions. I mean, look, when you have fighters the caliber of Tank, you know, of Canelo, the bar is always high. You know, when you continue to perform well against high-level opposition, you know, people expect a lot from. You know, there were preliminary discussions about the Shakur fight, you know, early on, like back early, you know, for 2024 before this was scheduled. Didn't get very far for reasons I won't go into. But
come on.
You know, I just think there were, you know, I'm not sure that the time was right. I think, you know, what Shakur was looking for was something different than, you know, he was looking for more of a long-term commitment other than just doing one fight, you know. And so he's got his deal, you know, he's getting busy, he's got a fight scheduled, and, you know, maybe we'll pick up and do something there. But aside from that, I mean, to be candid, you know, those are the big names at 135. I know Tank has gone up to 140, and he would on occasion. He hasn't looked the best there. You know, overall, I think 135 is his best weight.
Inside Davis's camp, training is far from routine. It's a display of power and control. In one standout moment, he reportedly dropped a sparring partner with a single punch, leaving even experienced trainers stunned. This kind of power isn't unusual for Tank, who often dominates in the gym the same way he does in the ring. His focus is intense, showing that he's not just preparing to win the rematch, he's preparing to make a statement.
Once Tank felt a little more power, we actually really think that Lamont could take Gervonta's power.
I don't think anybody could take his power. You know he knocked out heavyweights?
I was there.
Tell me the story. What happened?
Tank, what's the one boy name?
No, don't say a name. I don't want to embarrass anyone.
Oh, no, you're right.
But tell people what happened.
Man, I was about to spar. Before I was about to spar Tank, he was sparring this big boy.
A heavyweight.
Heavyweight boy. And Tank hit that nigga. He hit him so hard that he was on the top of the rope just like this. I'm like, I thought he died. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought he died.
Tank, is that true? You almost killed a heavyweight in the ring? That's what he said.
Should be happening.
Because he asked me, how does a 135-pounder take your power? I said, I don't think anybody takes the power.
Just not get in there with me. That's it. That's how they say it.
Were you shocked when you saw that?
Huh?
Were you shocked?
I was just like, man, he better not do that shit to me.
And you know what else he told me? You punched him upstairs, he lost feeling in his leg. No, he did. You told me that, right?
Keep it a beat, yeah.
No, it happened.
What you doing, bro? You ready?
What, see me?
Yeah.
Lamont Roach isn't showing up as an underdog hoping for a lucky break. He's coming in experienced and prepared, with just one loss on his record. Over time, he's built a style that combines accuracy with patience. Roach has learned from past setbacks and turned them into strengths. His timing and footwork are better than ever, and his mindset is locked in. He's not stepping in just to handle Davis. He's coming to truly test him at every level.
Tank out here selling under 150,000 pay-per-views, you kidding me? Oh man, Face of Boxing, yeah, turn that shit off. Yeah, we shutting that shit down every single time. Does Shakur really want to fight Tank? I think Shakur could sell a bit more with somebody else, especially in Saudi. I feel like they can find him a dancing partner that'll do a little bit better than 150,000. Okay, I get it. This is why PBC delayed this fight for what, 5 months? Y'all ain't want to pay this motherfucker because y'all know he can't sell. I mean, this should have been evident. If you do the math, Tank has never been that great of a pay-per-view draw. He sold over 300K twice now in his career. He sold over 300K with Ryan Garcia. That's obvious. Ryan's the bigger star. And then he sold over 300 with Martin. He sold about 325. But when we put it in perspective, that Frank Martin fight was a comeback fight after a year layoff, so it was always going to sell. Every comeback fight's going to sell. It was one of the first pay-per-views on Amazon's new PBC deal, so they were really trying to push it. And then he had David Benavidez as the co-main event with Gary Russell and Alberto Puello under them. You take away all those factors that this wasn't a comeback fight. David Benavidez isn't the co-main event, and Amazon has now been in the game for over a year. It makes sense it only sold 150. I know there's going to be a couple of you guys in the comments. No, it sold 500K. Don't be so gullible. They didn't sell 500K. I don't know if Tank's a top... Well, I know for a fact he's not a top 5 draw in the sport of boxing anymore. Well. He's not selling pay-per-views. Bivol better be just triple him. Well, Jerry, their pay-per-views are cheaper. Don't matter. All that matters is who has more eyes watching him, and Bivol and Better BF do. Tank does not.
Roach's track record commands respect. He's held world titles and proved himself on the championship stage. While Davis often grabs the spotlight, Lamont has quietly built his own legacy through consistency and skill. His past wins show that he's not just tough. He's a smart, composed fighter under pressure. Those who overlook his resume miss how much depth he brings. Unlike many opponents who crumble, Roach knows how to adjust, stay calm, and fight back. When their first fight ended in a draw, it shook the boxing world. For the first time in years, people questioned Davis's dominance. That draw wasn't just a number. It exposed a possible weakness. Fans and analysts debated whether it was a one-time slip or a real warning sign. Roach's performance wasn't ignored. It became a real blueprint on how to challenge Davis.
look like a real businessman now, you know? He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of toned it and tamed it, calmed it and tamed it down, toned it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go, in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Wow, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it
Nah,
won't
there's
go
too many
past-
hoes. Too many hoes in the game of too many hoes. Too many hoes. Too many hoes. Too many hoes in this game.
Cut that right on out. Okay, cut that out.
Too many hoes in this game, man. Y'all know, man. Come on, ain't nobody stupid. You know what I'm saying? Stevie Wonder, you can see that he got a lot of hoes in this game, man. You know, he's very unconventional, but you know, got some pop on his shots, but that's it. You know, I think Ryan's gonna catch him with that left hook, and it's gonna be night-night.
How shocking would it be if Rolly pulled the upset?
That'd be shocking as hell if Rolly pulled off the upset. Yeah. But I think Rolly's damaged goods, man. I mean, if you look at his last couple of fights, bro, he hasn't been the same since he got knocked out by Gervonta Davis, bro. He hasn't been the same. You know, sometimes one fight can ruin your entire career, man. He's just not the same. He's not the same mentally. He's not the same physically, bro. And after he left his coach, the coach has been, that was coach starting out, good Bullet. He looks a little different. No disrespect to anybody that's working with him now, but he just looks different, bro. He's not the same fighter.
What about Devin returning against Ramirez?
Good fight, but Devin should be able to outbox Ramirez. I love Ramirez to death. I love him to death, but he can be outboxed. You know, he comes forward. He got great left hook. We're going to see if Devin learned anything. A little slower with the left hook, but Ramirez got pop. He got pop on that left hook, man. So it's a good test for Devin, because you already know what's lined up.
After the fight, Gervonta Davis's comments stirred up debate. Instead of giving Lamont Roach credit, Davis pointed to personal issues and ring rust as reasons for the close outcome. Many in the boxing world weren't impressed, seeing it as a way to avoid acknowledging Roach's performance. While Davis has every right to reflect on his own showing, critics believe that downplaying such a competitive fight hurts sportsmanship and takes away from the real progress Roach displayed in the ring.
We gotta talk about it. So, Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already known, but the fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at that like, I don't want her braiding my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, "Oh, this had no grease or oil in it." No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she have did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
Amid all the debate, one thing is clear. Gervonta Davis is a master at adapting in the ring. When the situation shifts, he stays calm and makes the necessary adjustments. His skill in reading his opponent's rhythm and changing his approach on the fly is what sets him apart. Whether he needs to switch gears from defense to offense or manage distance under pressure, Davis knows how to take control. This ability to adjust makes him especially dangerous because even if a fight doesn't start in his favor, he always finds a way to turn it around.
He's going to try to get to us, but we're going to frustrate him. He doesn't get frustrated. He takes his time. He's deliberate. A lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you. And they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know, inch by inch, step by step, and then he gets to you. He reminds me of the old-time janitors, the superintendents in the big buildings, those big buildings, and they had a big brass key ring about this big with 1,000 keys on it. But every key, they knew that key was for a certain door to get into the building. When he's moving around, I'm saying, he's the super with that big key ring, and he's looking for the right key to get in the door.
You're great with the analogies. I love that. I love the analogies.
And he finds the right key.
He does.
He doesn't walk into a room and like, bang, you know, oh my God, I should open that door. And a lot of guys do. Romero walked into that room. Garcia walked into that room, you know. So he don't. And that's part of what separates him and makes him a guy that's one of the most complete fighters right now of our time.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more. See you next time.